bringing the people behind our food to life.
Arden Anderson was probably the first person who began to, who, at least that I heard, who tied soil chemistry, soil biology, soil physics into what I like to refer to as a three-legged stool. And it was one of those grand aha moments for me. I said, okay, this is what we need to be doing. It's not just about biology, it's not just about chemistry, it's not just about physics. This is about achieving balance and harmony in all of these arenas. And honestly, that's still the quest I'm on today. I don't think there's a soil scientist book or that I haven't been exposed to along this path. And my Bible today is probably Marshner's Mineral Nutrition of Higher Plants. Brilliant piece of work that's certainly seminal in its own arena. Anyway, I met some scientists, some product developers along the way who who believe, like I do, that it's really a three-legged stool, and we need to work through all of the various disciplines, not just biodynamics, not just organics, not just conventional, to a study that brings us to growing better food. I think much of what we eat as food today is very poor. And it's actually documented by the United States government and the British government, the decline in the quality of our produce over the last 70, 80 years. A carrot, for example, has half of the nutrition that it had 70 years ago. And we've gotten there by focusing on cheap solutions, by focusing on incomplete solutions, by not addressing the three-legged stool. Matter of fact, much of what we do ignores the fact that soil biology is rather critical to a plant to survive. Yet many of the practices that we engage in destroy the biology in the soil. On the other hand, and this is sort of what leads me to being controversial with my organic and biodynamic brethren, is the answer isn't there either. The organic movement wants us to eschew everything that's made by man, anything synthesized by man. And I have to tell you, I think that that's misdirected. I think there's many things that we've created as a species over the last several thousand years that have value. And the biodynamic and organic movement doesn't seem to want us to go there and work with those processes. I think conventional agriculture has done a lot of things wrong, and I understand why we say you can't use those chemistries and you can't use these chemistries in the organic movement, because some of them shouldn't be used. But to categorically deny them all is foolhardy. And what I've led myself to through my own farming practice is I abandoned biodynamics as a certified practice at the end of 2009. Through that point, I was certified, and I'm really kind of in the next phase of my study, because one of the things that I constantly did was I would examine my soil. I would test my soil. I would, both chemically, biologically. I would see what the plant response is. I would see what happened in the statistics that I would derive from my fruit. And what I found was that in many cases, I could do better. I could produce better quality fruit utilizing some synthesized chemistries. So where I'm at today is, as I've sort of gone back to where I was before I went to organics, and that is eclectic farming. For me, eclectic farming is borrowing from every school of thought what are the best practices at any given time to grow the very best produce that I can grow. And without being limited by thou shalt not lists, such as the organic arena. I mean, I'm happy to employ organic products. I'm happy to employ biodynamic preparations. I'm happy now to utilize some synthesized chemistry. God strike me dead. But that's what I mean by eclectic farming, trying to borrow the best of those various disciplines. The problem, of course, is that the end user, the person who's going to consume my product, doesn't have a third party that certifies eclectic farming. Okay, you have to take my word for it. Okay, and there's only one of me, and I can't reach everybody who's going to grab a bottle of wine that I produce the grapes from. So I understand the conundrum, but I guess where I will sustain my efforts is in continuing to question the dogma that surrounds some of these systems, continuing to try to improve it, because I do believe that we as growers have a responsibility to our society to help people understand what it means to grow superior produce, and how they, at the end of the day, can evaluate the output of various farms. I think that once we can produce better quality food, be it through conventional, organic, or biodynamic means, we can reduce probably 80% of the systemic disease in this country. Everything from diabetes to obesity to cancer, I think can be addressed through superior nutrition.
What have we eaten that is orange at circle time?
Carrot!
Carrots! Thumbs up if you like carrots.
Me.
All right, let's get our 5 pumpkins out. Put them on a gate.